Friday, back again. And we are doing a great freebie today that is got like infinite possibilities. And I wanted you to learn how to do it. So that way, if you have a big event coming up, or in this case, I made mine because it's July. I made mine as Christmas in July. Now, isn't that adorable? It's a beautiful box that I've used I'm going to show you what the paper that I use, but when you open it up, it has all these lovely flaps, and then it has a little treat box that you can add. I didn't attach mine because I thought this would be kind of fun. This reminds me of a toy that I had as a child. And do you remember, like, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse? Well, it was a knitted mouse. My father loved this toy, by the way. And he would put his fingers in the bottom of the toy, and they were mice. And you read the story, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And you come up and there's like mice because they're your fingers inside the box. It was so cute. Anyway, you probably remember those kinds of toys. I doubt they even have anything like that anymore. But boy, that was so cool. I remember when we got that. I wasn't even a kid when I got that. I was kind of a grown up, and because we got it in Mystic, Connecticut, when I went there. Oh gosh, it had to be in the 90s, and we went to visit the whales, or no, what did we do? I don't know. Mystic, Connecticut's known for its pizza, and then also for what's the other thing that they love down there? Oh, gambling. But they also have like a pirate museum or some sort of museum down there. And my sister and I just decided one day, let's go and take a weekend and go to Mystic, Connecticut. Anyway, it was like in the middle of the winter too. It was kind of cool because we go swimming and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, blah, blah, Rita, talking too much, Rita. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say hello to my friends, and then I'm going to show you how this works. It's so easy, but I have made a few changes to it for me to work with. So anyway, it is a freebie file. And it's at this place, Simply Crafty SVGs. And if you go here and you do shop, you can use the left nav and choose freebies. And I believe it's on, I thought it was on like page 4. Might be wrong. Let's check. So that's page 4. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's on page like 6 or something. And of course, if you check the chat, Loretta has very helpfully, here it is, Square Explosion. It's on page 6. Loretta has given you a direct link in the chat. Thank you, Loretta. So this is what we're going to do, this square explosion box. Now, if you've never been to Simply Crafty SVGs, it's a really great site for 3D especially, but they do all kinds of cards as well. And if you like to do 3D, this is a really good 3D box. Which part do you want to keep? Okay, so like right on the top here, you see, there's like this ornament, and I chose not to do it, but you might choose otherwise. So I thought I would show it to you. Anyway, you do have to have an account. So I have already downloaded this, but I'm going to show you, like, go here to download because it's free. And then I'm just going to look up Christmas. Where is it? My downloads. Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? There's a mini explosion box, too. And I think this one's called, like, Christmas or Holiday or I don't know. Oh, there it is. Square explosion box. So then I'm just going to click on that button. And then I'm going to go over to my downloads file because I want my sister sending me pictures of horses. Oh. Okay. Then I want to go to my downloads file and make sure it's set up. So here's my download, and you see there's the square explosion box. Oh, good. My sister's texting me. If your video is blurry, please kick the gear. Oh, is my video blurry? I don't know. You're live. Okay, sorry. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so it is here, SVG files. And so I'm going to go over here to my Cricut design space. And this is the file that I set up. So I'm just going to move these things over so you don't get confused about what I'm doing here. In fact, maybe I should just select them all and hide them. I don't know. Group, hide. Okay, so we're going to go to upload. Remember, this is where we come when we have an SVG, but you can also do JPEGs and PNGs. You cannot use PDFs. So if you try to use PDFs, it will not work. So you're going to go to upload, and then you're going to choose upload image, and then you're going to browse. And you're going to go to your downloads. All right. Now I'm going to make this bigger. I wish I could make this bigger, but I can't. So I'm doing the square explosion box, and you'll see it has a file for SVG files. And then up at the top, it says completed files. So you can actually click on this, whether you want it solid score lines or not, and get the completed file. So you don't have to put all of these images in. Okay, so you have that option, and then you hit open, and there is what it looks like, and you hit upload. Don't forget the upload part. Now here's my upload, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add it to my canvas. Now, you know, I did make a few changes here because it all comes in mostly green, and I decided that I was going to use this paper pad. Let me show it to you. So here is the paper that I used. I started off with this, and then I was like, nah, I don't like it. So I had to use a pad of paper. So this pad was from last Christmas, and it was purchased at Michael's. And you see it was $14.99. It has 24 sheets. And usually when you get a pad of paper, you get duplicates of these things. So look at, these are duplicates. And then you get things like this, which aren't really that helpful. If you guys know what to do with big pages like that, unless you're a scrapbooker, I don't know. Do you put it in a frame or something? I don't know. But look at how cute. And then it even comes with a sheet of little gift tags, which I have gone ahead and put together for my box. See? They're cute. I also, last night I got interrupted, but I was thinking, oh, we should put like a bow on there, and then I can put my little tag. And this could be like a whole gift. If you were giving somebody money or something like that, this would be perfect for that. And then when you open it up, it has all of these flaps. You see these flaps? There's this one, and then there's this one, and there's the middle one. And you can glue the middle one in if you want. But let's say you were giving somebody cash, you could roll up the cash and stick it in there, or even just treats or something. It's a nice gift, especially for someone that's celebrating something. Like, as an example, my sister is going to turn 60 this year, and she's making a big to-do out of it, which she should. And so I decided that I was going to make her one of these and take old pictures of her when she was a kid and put them in there, so she'll have like a little memory box, and then I'll put something on the inside. So it's just a really cute and easy thing to do. People get nervous about this because there's a lot of pieces, and I'm just going to break it down to show you how easy it is. But look at how, is that cute? Yeah, they are hard to mail. It's more of an in-person gift. And you know what? If you dolled it up a little bit, you could even do it as like a Yankee swap. And you can use this here. But again, I'm going to use this paper, and I also use dark paper, solid paper, I should say. And this time I decided I was going to use pink in the mix, because as I was looking at this paper, I saw this pink. And so I was like, oh, okay. So we'll use pink and we'll use green and we'll use red. So that is what I did. So this is how I changed the file. I changed these pieces. This is the box and this is the top. So I wanted them to be the same color. So I colored those the same. And then this is the middle and this is the innermost piece. And then I also have the inside box. So now it's just a matter of decorating the box with the paper. Now, personally, I will tell you, I started off with this one because I didn't know what color paper I wanted, and I feel like I don't like the fact. A couple of things. I didn't like the fact that the cover didn't match the actual box, so I had to go back and change that. And then I did not like the paper I picked out because I thought it looked kind of too busy. So that's why I switched to this other one. It's called, by the way, just in case you're looking for it, I don't know, they might have it again this year, but it's called Say Freeze, and it is from Michaels. Okay, Recollections brand. And these pads, by the way, used to be able to get them. They were 48 sheets, and now they've got it down to 24, so it's not exactly the best deal. So let's start with let's start with the middle first. We'll start from the inside and go out. Okay, I'm just checking the notes. Hold on. Okay, so here is the inside box. Again, you don't need to do this, but if you want to put something that you want corralled in there inside the box, you can do it. I've also seen people do explosion boxes with these butterflies that come out, and believe it or not, those are fairly simple to do. They just require rubber bands or elastics, as we call it. And that's all that they require. So if you're interested in doing those butterflies sometime, I can show you how it's done. It's not really that difficult. Okay, so let's get our glue out, and we're going to start putting these pieces here. So do you get what I mean about, like, you kind of have to like figure it out before you start cutting, and think about what you're using your box for. And if you want to use the pattern paper, which I did, I needed to get like a lot of it because the outermost box requires a lot of these, at least when you do them in twos, and you know how I do everything in twos, right? So here you go. We're just putting all these little cutesy flaps on there first. We'll do that first, and then we're going to glue the tabs. Now, when I glue the tabs, I try to use my, I don't even know if I'm in camera. All right, I try to use my work surface to square it off, because a lot of times if you're making boxes, they can get a little bit off center if you don't do that, because you know that you got the glue and it's slipping around and it kind of goes off a little bit. So that's why I like to use the flat surface to make that. You see that? And then this is going to get finished up here, and I might as well put this on here. Okay, I'm going to close the box. All right. And see what I did there? You could come over here and use, if you don't have long fingers or something, you could come and put it on a flat surface just to make sure that it has become a box. So there is the inside box. So cute. And let's look at this size. We're going to fold all these up. Now, these, it's really dependent on what you want to do. So if you're going to do it for Christmas, you could go on the hunt and cut out little pieces. For example, like if you saw a cute little snowman or a wreath or a Christmas tree, you could put that on there. So that's what I mean about it being sort of limitless, because unlimited, maybe I'm trying to say, because that's how I perceived it anyway when I looked at it. Like, yeah, you could do this for birthdays, you could do it for special occasion, even a wedding, I suppose. If you want, I suppose you could do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a wedding coming up in August. I have to think about that. All right, so we got these flaps, and we're putting them on one side because when this opens up, we're going to, just to have a look, go back. So this is going to be actually attached to this one and this one, okay? It's really not that difficult. I did expand on these. I cut out more on the paper for the inside piece, but I didn't do it for the other pieces, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and put those on too. I just got back from the hospital because I needed to get an x-ray on my other hip, not my good hip. Now my bad hip is turned into my good hip, but the bad hip now is the other side, which is on my left-hand side, and the doctors want to know if I'm going to have that hip replaced. And I'm like, well, I would rather do it when I can still, when I'm not in as much pain as I was in the spring. That was completely an emergency. There was just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to go to the emergency and get my replacement hip. But I would like to, most people know when they're getting the hip replaced and they go in and they come. I'm not going to do rehab again because whatever. So when you're looking, so Loretta's asking, does this complete file have dashed cut lines, score lines? So I cut it as the completed, and it doesn't say anything else, just says completed file. And then the one below it says solid, and that would give you the solid score lines. And you would have to go back and switch this to score line. Do not choose solid, because if you bring it in solid and you don't make this change, this will cause you to have all these little pieces, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, solids are you only have the solid cut lines in some, like some other people don't do it. And I like that they do the complete file as well as the individual pieces, because sometimes you just want to bring everything in. So there's our first one. Let's do the middle one. So this, I like this pink, and I love that the pink sort of complements the color of the papers that I used, because again, I don't want to just keep referring to it, but this has like pinks in it. You see how there's pink here, pink there. So I thought, yeah, why not? Pink could be a Christmas color too. And it is the day that the Barbie movie gets released, so I had to do something that was pink, right? Anybody going to see the Barbie movie? I already talked to my sister. I'm like, I want to go. And she's like, yeah, let's go next week when the hype is low. She's my sister. Oh, man. She just reminds me so much, my sister Teresa, of my dad. Because, and my aunt. I don't know why, but she just does. It's just her mannerisms or whatever. And I'll tell the story because I don't remember if I told it before. But back in the day, they used to have something called like the Ice Capades and the Ice Follies. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember Ice Capades. Anyway, they used to tour the country, and it was like a skating show, and they'd have individual skaters. So if Dorothy Hamill had just won the Olympic gold or something, they would try to secure Dorothy for the Ice Capades, whatever. So my aunt, who also an uncle who lived in Peabody, wanted to take me. She's also my godmother. She wanted to take me to see the ice capades, and so lovely. But it was obviously, it's always in the winter time, right? And it had to be like January or February when we used to get huge snows. This has to be like in the 70s, okay? So 1970, I don't know, 8 or something like that. And she just took me, I had my two sisters, but she was my godmother. And Uncle Sal came because Uncle Sal drove. Auntie Anna did not, and obviously I was too young to drive. So there's that all done. Let's put it over here. And then we'll start with the box bottom, doing the same thing, but this time we're going to put each piece on the outside and on the inside if I have enough. Anyway, so back in the day, this was really back in the day, before they redid the garden, before they, all of that stuff, right? So back in the day, they had the Boston Garden, which was gross. I mean, it was really gross. It was cool and it was historic and everything, but it was gross to go there, and, rats and blah, blah, all that stuff. But so what we decided to do was take the train from Boston to Salem and back, or actually from Salem to Boston. So we had to drive the car. My uncle had to drive. Now, my uncle, firefighter, and everything on point about him, in terms of following the rules and whatever. So we went to see the ice follies, ice capades, whatever. And my aunt says, we're gonna leave like 5. So before it ends, before the show ends, we're gonna leave. So we can beat the train traffic. We can get on a train and just get home and la-di-da. Well, and we did it. We got up and we left, and I was like, oh man, missed the finale and everything. But so when we all got out there, we were the first ones there. They were like, well, it's snowing and the tracks are not clean, so you have to wait. And I was like, okay. And the station was attached to, or is still actually, the station is attached to North Station, which that goes up north, right? And they have South Station that goes down south, right? So anyway, we waited in that gross station. It was really gross. All I can remember is, oh my God, I'm so tired. I want to sleep. We had a big night and ate food and, just want to sleep. I had to have been like, I don't know, 8 years old, 10 years old, something like that. And it was a long wait. Like, it had to be a good hour or so that we had to wait just to get on the train back to Salem. So we ended up leaving for no reason, right? We just left for no reason. I'm like, well, we left and we didn't get to see the finale. But anyway, I told my cousins this story years and years later, obviously. And they were like, oh, you poor thing. Mommy made you wait. Their parents, whatever. And so we get on the train. Everything's fine. We take the train home. And then we end up in Salem Station. Now, Salem Station used to be in the middle. The square in Salem used to have this big rotary, and the station was right in the middle of it. It was pretty cool, except it did cause some traffic delays, I guess. Anyway, they took that out, but this is the way we came out. So we came out of the station, and it wasn't like covered or anything. It was just like there, and it was still, going to beat the band. The snow, going to beat the band, and so my very conservative and law-abiding Uncle Sal said, we can't drive in this. Now, I hadn't realized this for like decades later, but my uncle was originally from Salem, and he used to walk from Salem. He was a very, very fit man. Just all around athletic, Marines, all this stuff. And and he was like used to walking when he lived in Salem. He would walk to Peabody all the time. So here are these just, in her 50s probably, my aunt and me, a kid, and we have to walk home during a snowstorm that was really crazy, and because he was afraid to drive the car. And Peabody and Salem are right next to each other, and he didn't think it was it was safe enough to drive. So we trudged home to my aunt's house, which is kind of close to where I live now. And we got home, we were soaked. And I remember I was wearing like a turtleneck. Oh no, wait! I was wearing a dickie. Do you remember? You remember dickies, where they're like a turtleneck sweater, but it was only for your neck. We were soaked all the way through. My aunt had to do laundry when we got home, and then the next day, because by the time we got home, it had to be like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculously long. And then my parents would come and pick me up. And for me, that was like a total adventure. Obviously, I got a thrill from this happening, and it was an adventure. But when I told my cousins, these are the kids of Anna and Sal, they were like, "Oh my God, my parents made you walk home," and I'm like, "No, it was fun. It was like a fun thing." You still have Dickies? Yeah, Dickies. It was an adventure. It was. And, to be like, whatever, under 10 and having that sort of adventure, it's just something you always remember. Since you are, when you're growing up, you just always remember it. I love that story. I have so many other stories about them. They were really quite interesting people. And the reason why I mentioned them is because my sister was like, "Oh, I don't want to go when it's really packed. We're going to have to wait." And all I could think of was, the time we went to the Ice Capades in the old Boston Garden. There you go. All right, look at all of our pieces are done, and I've been talking to you because it's just all gluing. So you have a choice here, but I personally would choose this if I were you. And I'm going to get some double stick tape, and I'm going to proceed to put the flaps, I guess you'd call them interior flaps or something. I'm going to put them onto my box bottom. That's how this works, right? It doesn't close up completely like a box. And this is why I would add these little extra pieces, because they give like a sturdiness to the box. So don't skimp on the paper, because it does. And one of the reasons why I decided to put the flaps on both sides too was to give some sturdiness to the box, because it can be, depending on the paper you chose. Now, this pink stuff is basil paper. We've talked a lot about paper this week. Now, basil paper is sort of like the standard, what they started with, and everybody that was into stamping and crafting with paper used to use basil. However, I find basil just to be slightly too thick for most of my medium cardstock cuts. So when I cut basil, I always cut it on heavy cardstock. I don't want to take a chance in it not cutting through. So this is basil, but this is not. This is why I put flaps on both sides, okay? And then I'm just going to take this, just like this, and we're going to line it up really well before we press it down. Just like that. Then comes the next one. And you could obviously do this and just keep going and or make it bigger and add a few layers too. Wouldn't that be a terrific prize to open? Oh, that sounds like fun. And speaking of larger things, I wanted to tell you that next week we are going to focus on Dreaming Tree, because this time of year, if you're an affiliate, which I am, Leo goes and tries to, it's probably not the biggest paper cutting time of year. So they give a little bit more to affiliates. So I want to just do projects. I'll do a free project and I'll do a couple of 3D projects, and I'll try to stay on the Christmas theme. But I just think it's great to sort of highlight him or his company, because they really do a lot with the free files and stuff, and so I want people to know about them. And also I'm an affiliate, and if you buy using my link, then you will also, should have put this on before I made it into the box, right? So if you purchase from them anytime really, but right now they have an increase in the affiliates. Affiliate marketing, it's so hard, guys. It just requires so much work that you just make a few dollars, but it's a few dollars more than you had. So, but I mostly kind of just want to do it because I really like Leo and the company, and I love a lot of the projects they do. So next week is all Dreaming Tree Christmas week. Okay, and we're going to do, I forget what I picked out, but we're going to do some really fun things, and we'll do a Christmas thing as well. I will. Which files from Dreaming Tree? So yeah. When you hear Basil, I see the most named Basil from reading book. Oh, that's so cute. I love Dreaming Tree too. And Dreaming Tree Christmas week next week. I'm going to tell you which ones some of them I haven't picked out yet. Anyway, all right. So there's our box, okay? And then when you want to close it up, you just have to just kind of use your hands and sort of keep it closed. And then you're going to just tuck this one in. And there you go. And you don't have to do anything else for this, but I just think these flaps are just kind of cool to decorate. And again, this is a free file, and you can edit it any way you like. And you can put the box on the inside, or you can make it into anything. You can go, what I would probably do if I were going to give this to somebody at Christmas is I probably would find little things that they liked. And so for instance, I love holly. So maybe put some holly leaves there, and then maybe snowmen here, that sort of thing, and something else here or not. Right? And then the top, I wanted to put a 3D bow on it, but yesterday, they must have been working on Design Space yesterday because I could not get into a lot of the image sets. So, isn't it cute? It's so adorable, right? And again, you don't have to just choose, and in fact, I think what I'll do is I'll glue this one inside with the glue rather than the double stick tape. That's easier. And you don't have to just do it for Christmas, although these are the ones that I did for Christmas. Isn't it easy? So easy. Yes, there are files that have lids for each side. There are files, and I think you have to purchase them. I haven't found one that's free, although maybe Jennifer has one that's free. I know she's done explosion boxes in the past. So yeah, they might have ones that have lids on them. So you put the lids here and you put a lid here. Now, I suppose you could probably take the actual lid and size it if you're good at sizing stuff. I would think that it's slightly bigger than the bottom piece is. So let's just close this up. So this is the bottom piece. So see how that is? So see how it's just slightly bigger? So you could do that if you sort of figure out what size these things are. Or if there is a free file, because today's freebie Friday. If there's a free file, then let me know or say something in the comments and I will respond. Now, I will go and post after the video. I'll go and post my Dreaming Tree affiliate link, and I'll try to point out the things that I'm going to make. I think probably have one that I have to fill in a blank for, but I'll show you the ones that, and you don't have to buy them all. That's the great thing. You don't have to buy them all. You could just come and watch me put together that 3D thing. Design Space is very, I don't know, it's very weird and slow lately. I think it must have something to do with their new launch. I don't know for sure. But so let us, I'm going to save this. And sadly, I cannot share this with you because it's from an outside company, and you can't really share like we do, like we normally. I could add information and add a picture if I wanted to, but making it public in Design Space doesn't mean that that's okay. Like, I remember one time I was talking to Leo, and he said, I'd rather people come and take, let's see, take my files directly from them rather than me saying, here's the link. Like, he didn't want me in the middleman, but he wanted to do, he wanted to show the sale, even for the free stuff. And it was smart. He did a smart thing. So anyway, Dreaming Tree, if you don't are familiar with it, is at 3dsvg.com, and they have free files, they have not free files, and I picked out a few. Like, I want to do this nativity card because it's so beautiful, and so I definitely want to do that one day. And let me just go over to Christmas. So this, oh, look at this Christmas sound pack. What? Haunted Radio Christmas Sound Pack. What the heck is that? No, what is that? Add-on sound pack for Haunted Radio SVG. Haunted. Oh, so you can do it on this radio. My God, he's so smart. This is such a smart company. Anyway, Christmas. So I want to do one of those files, and where's Christmas? I want to show you this. Really, I love this file, and I haven't done it in a while, and I got to show it to you because it's awesome. But there's a lot of Christmas stuff to choose from, and let's see, where is the file I want to show you? Oh, I love these files called Paperscapes. They're like, you look through them, so that's why he calls them Paperscapes, and they're foldable. So like this one here. So I want to do one of those, and that they also come in Halloween, by the way. So I'll probably end up doing this one, Winterscape card SVG with the deer in the back, because it's really stunning. And then this little thing, which I don't think the pictures do it justice, to be honest with you. It is like basically a house, a neighbor, what do you call it? It's basically a village, but it's not like completed. And so you put the little LED lights behind it, and it lights it up, and you can put your own snow there. Love this. And you don't it's easy to store because you don't have to make them 3D, or you can make them sort of open up, especially like the trees. You can use instead Velcro, so it makes it easier to store. So I want to do that. And then there was another one I was thinking of, and then of course we'll do freebies. I love this set too. It's called Merry Christmas Ornament SVG because the Santa is just fabulous. So I probably show you these as well because it's been a while since I made them, and the Santa is so much fun to make. So there's that. And I love this gingerbread house thing. It makes a great ornament. These make great ornaments for your tree. And then I wanted to do something really 3D. I was thinking of doing the Winterscape one, but oh gosh, that's a lot of work. So I think I'll probably end up doing this penguin, this googly penguin gift box. I've never done that for you, so probably going to do that. And I did do the gingerbread house and it was really cool. There were a lot of details. If you want me to do the gingerbread house again, I will do that. But I will fill up your week. This I'd like to do this. We've done this church. So if there's anything that we've done or that you want to do, let me know. Bendy cards are really cute. And yes, okay, so also I wanted to show you this merge program that they have, and it's run, I think, by this same company, but not so sure that you can buy it here. So what I did was I typed in my search box SVG merge, like that. SVG merge. I think that's the name of this. So it says SVG merge free. I don't know what that is, but I know this one you have to pay for. Oh, this one is free. So yeah. So I'm just going to do SVG merge, not free. How's that? But I did buy it and I have to go ahead. So here it is, SVG merge software. It's $14.99. To be honest with you, I think that's a little bit much, but for all the files that I do with Leo, it's probably worth it. Saved me a lot of time. Yeah, next week's going to be fun. If there's anything you want to see from Dreaming Tree, that's Christmas related, like for instance, Ardeen saying the bendy card. The bendy cards are really nice, and they're, oh, where did we go? I have to put in another thing and just go back there, I guess. SVG. So if there's anything that you want to see, do you want to do a lantern? Do you want to see a 3D thing with light ups? Do you want to do the jointed? Oh yeah, I'm going to do that too, actually. The jointed Santa Claus, because I think it's adorable. I do. Oh, look at this snowman face. Oh my God, that's adorable. How did I never see that before? That's a nice one. So anyway, I'm going to put my link in the thing. I'll put my link all week, and I'm really kind of falling behind on my my affiliate stuff because it's blah. So, and somebody is also asking, oh, you could also use it for SVG. So Leslie's saying you could also use the merge program when you buy SVGs off of Etsy. And a lot of times you buy those SVGs and they're like 100 images of just Christmas, or if you have a special movie that you like. And I bet if we go over there, you could probably buy Barbie stuff. So if you go to Etsy and you look for Barbie, let's try that. Barbie SVG. All right. And look, so one of these, so these are all like, woo, wow, a lot of stuff. And when you buy these, sometimes it's very difficult because they give you like 100. Like this one here. This has 650 SVGs. How are you going to manage that if you want to upload that whole thing? And that's what the SVG merge does for you. So there you go. You made the snowman face, and it immediately sold at a fundraiser craft sale. You know, a fundraiser craft sale sounds like a lot of fun to me. But I'm so glad you sold it. Yeah, like I think I should probably try to figure something out for Christmas. But anyway, so I did get that merge program. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will by next week, and it's just going to be a Dreaming Tree. Now, do note that some of these files cost money. Dog. Now, if you're not into, because what they do, hey, stop. stop. Must be another dog walking by. But if you're not into paying for files, then remember they have over 100 free files, and since it is Freebie Friday, I just show you those. They have them for all of the all of the different holidays, and we will do one again on Friday. And so we'll have a chance to do that. All right, my dogs. Yeah, there are. Love the 3D wreath. Okay. Oh, I will. I'll do that, Leslie. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Mama Bear. That is so cool. She did a fundraiser, was to raise funds for service dogs that were being trained in a prison. That's so awesome. You know, we just local news, we just lost probably one of the best police officers in the city. His name is Henry Breckenridge, and he died from complications for a surgery not related to his work. And it's just a huge problem. Like just everybody's grieving in our town. So yeah, it's so sad because he was the nicest guy. He did a lot of stuff with youth, and he also he seemed to be the one that always got the dogs. So if a dog got loose or whatever, Henry would find your dog. I mean, he just was really good like that, and it's just really hard to have that. So I'm happy that I'm going to be spending the weekend doing Christmas projects because I don't know what else to do. Nicest guy in the world. Nicest guy in the world. And then as far as yeah, I know you do because you work for the ambulance service, right? Right, Mama Bear? So yeah, that's a really bad negative not working out here. So it's going to be a little sad over here. So I'm going to do that. And then as far as my tests go, this morning I had an x-ray on my hip, and I think I might need to get my left hip replaced. My right hip is good, but they had to take another x-ray because they weren't sure. And this time, hopefully it will go a lot smoother than before. Tony Bennett died? Oh my goodness. What is it? Is it Friday the 13th? No. Oh, I loved him. Oh my God. I'll listen to him while I'm doing that. Just loved him. He had Alzheimer's though. He did. And he probably died from complications from Alzheimer's. Anyway, don't mean to stop. I don't know what I'm going to do that surgery, but I think, we'll probably plan for it, and I'll go back to the orthopedic and see what he says. And it's on my left side, so I am struggling with walking, although not as much pain, but I would rather like preempt the pain than deal with that. So that's what I was thinking. Oh, I will, Annette. He was 96. Wow, he lived a very full life, didn't he? He lived a very full life. That's amazing. Well, God bless Tony Bennett. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for me today. I want to end in a happy note. I'm so thankful that I have had the last 3 weeks with you, and I'm so thankful for you for showing up and listening to me go on and on and on, and learning how to do these things and learning how to figure out these things. I'm no expert, but I really love to do paper crafts, and I'm so glad that I've found my tribe that likes to do paper crafts too. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you all again next week, God willing, and we'll go ahead and do all week of Dreaming Tree. Okay, have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye.